Morning, grade 11s. Today we're going to start with our main topic 3, economic pursuits. And our first topic there, the topic 1 of our main topic 3, meaning our module 3, is going to be economic growth. Then we're going to discuss economic development. Money and banking, we are not going to assess this year since our syllabus has cut shorter. And then we will discuss South Africa's role and importance in Africa. Okay, economic growth, there we're going to look at the wealth creation process, the distribution of wealth and income, redistribution methods, economic growth, and then the standard of living. The wealth creation process. First of all, you need to know what is wealth. Wealth is assets that are owned by individuals, enterprises, and the government. Wealth consists out of two types of wealth. We get physical wealth and financial wealth. Physical wealth is assets that you can physically touch. Financial wealth or financial assets are money in the bank, for example, or your petty cash. Okay, so financial refers to the money assets. Physical is the physical, like equipment, vehicles. All right, so the physical wealth that I can physically touch and see. Yes, money I can see, but most of the times money are invested in a business or in a bank account. So from here you need to know what is wealth, the definition. You need to know that wealth consists out of two types of wealth, physical and financial. And you need to know what is the definition of each, financial and physical wealth. Wealth can be measured in two ways. Nominal value means the rand value on day of the valuation. And it can also be measured according to our real value, means the rand value adjusted for inflation. When we looked at wages, we also said that wages can be divided into nominal wages and real wages. Now, the nominal wages was the actual amount that you receive. So that's the actual amount in rand value on that day in which you are measuring the wealth of your assets. Real value is the rand value, like real wages was also the amount of goods that I could buy with the nominal wage. So the real value of wealth is going to be the rand value. And remember, with real wage, it was also whatever I can buy with, let's say, 100 rand, and taking into account inflation. Meaning, if inflation takes place with that same 100 rand that I used to buy 5 items, I might only be able to buy 4 items now. As an example, if a nation registers GDP growth of 5% in a given year and an annual inflation is 2%, real GDP growth would be 3%. How do we get that? We take the GDP growth of 5% minus the inflation of 2%. Then we can say the real GDP growth is 3%. The nature of wealth, wealth renders an income. Wealth is measured at a specific date. Wealth may have strings attached. In other words, wealth renders an income. When I operate with money, let's say financial wealth, I can earn an interest on the money that I invest in a business or in the bank. If I use physical wealth, in other words, some physical assets, if I use the vehicles, if I use the equipment in my business, I can use that then to earn a profit or money. Wealth is measured at a specific date. Because of depreciation that can take place on my physical assets, I need to measure the value of those assets at a specific date. Wealth may have strings attached, meaning if I own a car and I bought that car by getting a loan from the bank, that car I'm basically having on like a hire purchase, meaning I use it, but it doesn't belong to me yet. So if I'm not able to pay for that car or my assets, the bank can take it back. And then wealth needs to be maintained. I need to look after my investments. I need to look after my physical assets to make sure they are well looked after. And if you think of, for example, land and buildings here, we need to make sure the building is maintained. And if it needs a new paint job, I need to repaint it. If my car needs to go for a service, I need to take it for a service. Sources of wealth, first of all, inheritance. Inheritance mean if somebody, let's say, passes away, and in their will and testament, they said, for example, they own a farm, they say the farm must go to Peter, and the house must go to Mary, and the car must go to John. Okay. For example, they're taking their wealth and they're dividing it amongst their kids. So inheritance means that it's not something you worked for, it's something you are getting from your parents or grandparents or anyone else that mentioned you in their will and testament. So meaning somebody that passed away, and then if they mentioned you in that final document that you must get the wealth or the assets, then it will be transferred to you. The second source of wealth is to work, meaning I need to go to work, earn a salary, then whatever I do with that salary can increase my wealth. So I can buy shares, I can invest the money, or just by working and working my way up the ladder, getting a promotion, I can get more money. Change, meaning they say now, yeah, change and also, but a chance can also increase your wealth. For example, if you're taking a chance by playing the lotto, you can, for example, win the lottery and then have wealth. Or change. If I change from one occupation or job to another. So let's say I used to be a cleaner, now I study to become a teacher. Then my salary is obviously going to increase. So changing from one industry to another is also going to have an effect on my wealth. Entrepreneurial activities. If I start my own business, the whole idea is to make a profit, and I want to maximize my profit. Okay, so therefore entrepreneurial activities can create wealth. Savings, whenever I put money away, meaning I save money, that savings can help me, especially now for people during this lockdown that lost their jobs or were not able to earn an income. Some of them had to use their savings to survive during this time. Okay, some of them also use them savings in order to pay for holidays, for example. Right, so those are all sources of wealth. The process of wealth creation. Wealth is created by the means of saving. So if I don't save, I cannot create more wealth. Savings equals income, which is not spent. So if I get 1,000 Rand a month and I spend 500 Rand of that, then 1,000 minus 500 equals 500. So the 500 that I have left is then going to be my savings. If you put 50 Rand in your pocket, your pants pocket, and you leave the 50 Rand there, it means it's money that you are not using. So that will also be savings. Y stands for income equals C, which is consumption expenditure, plus S, savings. Then the distribution of wealth and income, we are going to have a look at tomorrow. It's also going to be an essay question on this. What I want you to do today's lesson, short questions, summarize for me the definition of wealth, also the two different types of wealth, what factors can influence wealth, and what sources do I use to get wealth from. Have a nice day.